past animosity aside, can the rest of Solo's gang handle a match against competitors with more War Games experience?
Well, Byron, I think we'll know the answer to all those questions just a matter of minutes.
Samoan drop. Incredible.
Got to be a bit tough for Jay to stand up amongst this team. Some close allies, but some enemies he's yet to forgive.
We've seen the wars that Jay has waged with his cousin Roman, with his brother Jimmy, but he needs to put that aside tonight.
And Jay has the title wins and big victories that earned him the main event moniker. But if he's the one to put away the new bloodline...
And gentlemen, it is time for Bloodline War Games. Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn versus Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu.
Both of these sides have a deep and abiding hatred for one another. Solo felt he was held down. His crew never called up during Roman's time as the tribal chief.
But most of the men on Roman's side were unceremoniously removed from the bloodline, courtesy of Solo Sikoa. And those who weren't have faced continued attacks from the new bloodline.
And the winners tonight are very likely to be considered the true bloodline by the WWE Universe. Let's see who comes out on top tonight.
Repeated elbows to the lower back.
8 men in this war, but one seems to be fighting his own internal battle. That man, Jimmy Uso.
He's currently on Team Roman, but this might be an instance of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, Jimmy had clashes with Roman. He went to war with his brother Jay, but the men who put Jimmy on the shelf for months stand across the ring. Jimmy's out for every member of Solo's squad tonight, and he'll deal with the rest of his fractured family later.
Before War Games officially starts, what do you guys think is the key to the old school bloodline coming out on top?
Every one of these men is a proven main eventer, Michael, but that won't be enough if they can't stay on the same page.
Yeah, and given how united Solo's team is, I don't think even the Mount Rushmore of WWE could handle the new bloodline.
Roman and his crew need to remember what bonded them, what made their team Usi, and work as a real team. Just one last time.
Gotta be a bit tough for Jay to stand up amongst this team. Some close allies, but some enemies he's yet to forgive.
We've seen the wars that Jay has waged with his cousin Roman, with his brother Jimmy, but he needs to put that aside tonight.
And Jay has the title wins and big victories that earned him the main event moniker. But if he's the one to put away the new bloodline, he will truly be the main event of War Games.
Goes tumbling into the metal floor. Not a safe place to be. Kick right to the ribs. All the way up for a suplex. No. Wiggles free.
Into a chop block. Solo Sikoa, leader of the new bloodline, has called himself the head of the table. Called himself tribal chief.
And when he asked the WWE Universe to acknowledge him, we're hearing more and more of the crowd agree.
Well, Solo has grown in power with big wins and title reigns, but this is his biggest test yet. If his crew can defeat Roman's, Sikoa will be everything he says he is and more.
Clock counting down. A sigh of relief can surely be breathed once the next competitor enters.
Tonga Loa now entering the fray of Bloodline War Games.
He's going onto the apron. He must certainly have a plan here.
DDT! Talk about devastation.
His body is dealing with a lot of stress here. Samoan drop! If there's one man here with the most to prove, it's got to be Tonga Loa.
We've often seen that the man with the most to prove ends up being the difference maker in War Games.
Many folks think Tonga Loa is just a foot soldier for Solo. But let's not forget, this man is the son of Haku. Just like his father, Tonga Loa truly excels in a brawl. And there is no bigger brawl than War Games. Brought down with a neck breaker.
Looking for a belly-to-back suplex. Back suplex into the neck breaker. That's right. Put your ones up in the air for main event Jey Uso.
OG bloodline leader Roman Reigns has so much on the line in this one, guys.
Oh, absolutely, Michael. Solo Sikoa took his spot at the head of the table. He says he's the new tribal chief.
And that is Roman's legacy. Those names, this group, they mean something. But the bloodline represents all that Roman has built in his career. And he needs to take it back tonight.
Bang! Crucial counter there.
Look at the amount of members on each team now. This truly has the potential to become one-sided.
Side headlock applied.
Good measure. Savage knee to the face.
And we see Zayn.
And Sammy ended it there.
Crucial moment for Tonga Loa.
Tonga Loa being neutralized there. Oh, man. Oh, kick right in the gut. Counter. He knew just what to do. Fires back with a crucial
John Henry swinging the handle like that. Old bloodline, new bloodline. Both sides engaging in a brutal battle.
Every one of these men is fighting with every fiber in their being to be considered the true bloodline. And his body seems to be the preferred target.
Sami Zayn grew so much as a member of the bloodline, it really gave him a sense of self-worth.
Yeah, but part of that self-worth came from defying Roman, from defeating the Usos, which begs the question, and I wish there was a better way to phrase this. Is Sami Zayn still Usi?
I think he is, Corey. Sammy seems elated to be fighting alongside Jay and even Jimmy. Those are his dogs.
Hold on here. What good reason does he have to be climbing up the cage now? Boom! Watch out!
Basement rock.
Flying!
Then we see Tonga Loa. Solo Sikoa's group at a decided disadvantage. His side is less experienced inside the structure.
But look at how young and hungry Team Solo is. In particular, Tama Tonga is a real wild card. He's like a hyena locked in a cage with a bunch of raw meat.
I even asked Tama backstage if he was looking forward to this match, and he just said to me,
Great journalism there, man.
thanks, Michael.
Hey, guys, this is what War Games is all about. Both bloodlines living it in the ring.
The old guard and new school trading their biggest shots in one of the most dangerous environments in all of WWE. Lift off
And does not get it.
His opponent keeps piling it on.
At this point in the match, there's no time to recover. The damage is done.
We've got a numbers advantage incoming as the countdown is about to run out. They have a wherewithal to counter Jacob.
And the tribal chief is now entering. That could put Tama down for good.
Kick again to the back of the head.
And walking through the structure door, this is where nighttime road.
Now looking at Jay.
Will Jay take advantage?
Both wrists captured. Look for the springboard and miss.
Jimmy with a cause for alarm.
This arena is wrong.
I think the desk is shaking. This is a situation you want to avoid.
Mounting their downed opponent and firing off a series of blows.
Man, this place is jumping.
Sent him clear into the other side. Jimmy might have just finished things.
Adding insult to injury and more injury with that stop sign.
Both wrists captured and boom! Good night. What a knee. That could finish off Roman.
Face gouge. Counting down the seconds as this match gets closer to being even.
Taking a nasty hit from a flying chair.
And now the new tribal chief, Solo Sikoa, joining Bloodline War Games.
Set up for a second time.
And looking at Jacob Fatu.
DDT. Jacob about to end this fight.
And that was a precise attack. And Tonga Loa gets knocked around again.
Tonga Loa might be dead.
Look out! He fails to connect. Even the teams are looking out of the ring for a little extra. Launcher. Punch to the top. What from the top? Roman Reigns so dominant. This is the time that team starts the submission just in time. Big boy.
Jay can seal it here.
And just unloading that stop sign.
Tonga's looking to wrap this one.
Tonga Loa was lost out there. Tonga executing a vicious Tonga twist. This could put a stop to Zayn.
Basically hammering your opponent into the floor. Look at this. Jacob is holding in.
He's definitely been worn down, though. And he's absorbed some stiff offense already.
Tonga Loa putting some punishing offense on display.
Jay is in a very vulnerable position here.
And that definitely made solid impact.
Wait a second. He's going up the wall. The Extreme War Games mentality is taking over.
Shoulders are down. Jacob's got to kick out. Jimmy may just finish things. And Team Roman wins the War Games.
The new bloodline has fallen.
Here are your winners, Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn, the Bloodline.
Unbelievable. Roman's original bloodline crew found a way to work together and reestablish their dominance.
You may not know who your brother or enemy is by their last name, but when you're in battle, look to your left, look to your right. That's family. And this is the one true bloodline.
Okay, a little bit out of character for your wise man, but that was a little bit difficult for me to watch. Seeing this family splinter into two groups, fighting against each other, it breaks my dark heart. But they're all grown men, and you settled the issue. Now let's give Solo credit. Forming Team Solo was, of course, his usual backup of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, the sons of Haku, feared as one of the baddest men to ever walk planet Earth. Along with them, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, son of Tama, also known as TK All Day, the Tonga Kid, another fearsome competitor from WWE's golden era. But did you know that Haku and Tama once comprised one of WWE's most impressive tag teams? Haku had been considered family by the Dynasty for years on end, and his teaming with Tama, brother of Rikishi, solidified this for eternity. The Islanders were a formidable test for any tag team in WWE in the late 1980s, competing against teams like the Hart Foundation and the British Bulldogs. Initially fan favorites, the two would embrace a more hard-nosed approach and even teamed up with WWE Hall of Famer Bobby the Brain Heenan, finding even more success. The team flawlessly merged aerial excellence, martial arts mastery, and some good old-fashioned Islander grit. Perhaps their most infamous moment saw them actually dog-nap Matilda, mascot of the British Bulldogs, showing that they were willing to do literally anything to throw opponents off their game. Both men are still revered today as two of the real legit tough guys in the industry, Names that instill fear simply upon mention. And they absolutely taught their children well. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa both love to slowly brutalize an opponent in the traditional Haku style, while Jacob Fatu hurls his body at opponents from all angles with reckless abandon, much like Islander Tama in his TK all-day heyday. For their inclusion in the 2K25 showcase, we find the Islanders in a dream match, taking on another team that has mastered the air, ground fighting, and has their own brand of swag that keeps opponents guessing at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the Street Profits. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins have put together one hell of a run in WWE, and the perennial tag team champions are going to find themselves in an unfamiliar setting, taking on Haku and Tama in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Anyone can sneak a win out, but Haku and Tama often competed in this type of match to fully demonstrate the superiority to their opponents. And you can bet that they're out to do the same thing to Angelo and Tez. So get out there and showcase the tag team mastery that the Islanders used to terrorize their opponents. Lift your party cups and take one last sip for the Street Profits. And don't worry, no one will hold you responsible for the damage you and the Islanders caused them. Because I assure you, the Islanders can handle the smoke.
It is time for the Street Profits to get themselves some of the Islanders.
Well, with all due respect to the smoke and the party cups, but AD and Tez need to up their game. This could be the Profits' night, but it's not going to be easy.
The Profits possess tremendous athleticism, but so do the Islanders. And let's not forget,
the Street Profits had better be ready for what's coming.
Tez and Dawkins have to be ready to deal with any shortcut the Islanders can find.
And their opponents, accompanied by Bob.
The Islanders and Street Profits facing off here in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Two teams that mix high flying and hard hits with ease. This is going to be exciting.
The Islanders move at such speeds that you can't take your eyes off them for a second. The Street Profits have got to be at their best if they hope for a win tonight.
You can tell that Haku and Tama want to end the party for Dawkins and Ford. Luckily, they have the biggest party pooper in WWE in their corner in the form of the Weasel, Bobby Heenan.
So many accolades for Dawkins and Ford. Triple Crown Tag Team Champions.
Here we go.
Crashing to the floor.
Man, oh man, took that crucial leap of faith and no one was there. Oh my God.
Yo. Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Oh, what's up? Okay. Yeah, yeah. I was going to tell you I'm not going to take the chemistry. Yeah. But what's up?